Most keyword research tutorials here on YouTube help you optimize for traffic, but traffic doesn't pay for your bills, right? And you know this if you're an ecom store doing anywhere from 100K to 10 million a month. You already know this, right? You already know the difference between a visitor and a buyer. And so obviously you want to find more buyers to your store, right? So I'm going to break down our keyword research process to find the keywords your buyers are using. And this is the exact process we use to take roof nests from position 7 to position 1 for rooftop tent in under 6 weeks, which is a big keyword in that niche. So if you don't know me, my name's Michael Sack, founder of SEOasis. We're an AI era SEO agency built for ecom brands doing anywhere from 100K all the way up to 10 million a month who want to obviously show up higher in Google, but also show up higher in ChatGPT and drive sales through AI. And in this video, like I said, I'm going to show you how to separate buyer keywords from browsing keywords, map them to the right pages on your website, and then judge the difficulty for your store's real authority. So let's get into it. First, I want to break down what buyer intent keyword research actually means. So the difference between traffic keywords and buyer keywords. And every keyword falls into one of those two buckets. Browsing keywords, of course, bring people who are still figuring out what they want to your site, versus buyer keywords bring people who've already decided they want the thing that you sell and are looking for where to buy it. And so you want to capture them at that moment, right? So what this might look like in practice is like how to style a leather jacket is a browsing keyword. Someone is looking for ideas for potentially a jacket they already own, versus men's leather jacket size large, right? Obviously someone's looking to buy a leather jacket if someone's searching that. Then there are a few like in between, like best waterproof hiking boots, that's somewhere in the middle. It's like someone comparing different boots. Clearly there's some purchase intent behind it, but they're also still searching. The mistake most ecom brands make is optimizing collection and product pages for the browsing keywords, because they typically have bigger search volume in a lot of cases. And so it looks exciting, but it rarely shows up in your revenue. So this matters a lot at scale, right? Because if you've already got a bunch of traffic coming to your website from organic and it's all coming from blogs, you're probably making very, very little money from that. So what you don't need more visitors at that point. You already have plenty of organic traffic. What you need is higher quality traffic that's actually going to convert. And the way you find those is through targeting those buyer keywords, right? A buyer keyword with 500 searches a month can outperform a browsing keyword with 5,000 searches a month, because the intent match is there, right? You could get 5,000 searches for how to style a leather jacket, but the chances are someone searching that already owns a leather jacket and isn't looking for another one. So even if they land on your site, they're not going to buy from you. Quick pause. If you're an ecom founder doing 100K to 10 million a month and you want us to build out this buyer intent keyword map for your collection and product pages, book a free AEO and SEO strategy chat below with me. This is the exact process we use to help TriRig generate an extra 66,000 in organic revenue in just 4 months, getting 50% more organic revenue from just 25% more traffic. And we're going to show you exactly which buyer keywords your store is missing out on and which pages should be targeting them. So links in the description below. Let's get back to the video. All right, so getting into it, step one is of course finding the buyer keywords. And I'll give you a couple tips here. The first one is one that I don't think you'll hear in many other places on YouTube, honestly. And that's start with your own site's search data. So if you've got a search bar at the top of your website, which most Shopify stores do, this is where people type exactly what they want to buy in their own words, with obviously zero SEO influence because it's on your website, it's not Google. So you can just pull the last 90 days, group them together, throw in a Claude, tell it to group them together into like the high intent search queries. And this is a good place to start. You can throw that list into a more traditional keyword research tool like SEMrush to get volume and stuff like that. It's the best place to start because it's first party data. You know exactly how people are searching on your site. And then of course you can go to mining Google's own signals. So it'll tell you buyer intent for free if you know where to look. You can use autocomplete, in the search bar, look at what keywords Google's suggesting essentially. There's the people also ask within search that you can look at to see like what are people asking and what are other ways people are searching for this. And then there's related searches at the bottom of the results page. So there's a few places to get new ideas that you might not have thought of. And then of course you can check competitor product and collection pages, look at their top ranking pages, see what keywords they're optimizing for, and that'll give you another good seed keyword. Aggregate all those keywords that you find through those 3 ideas, and of course you can come up with your own, and then again throw them in like a traditional keyword research tool like SEMrush or Ahrefs or whatever you're using to get like volume. and it'll also show you search intent. That'll give you a nice list to start with of all your buying keywords. Then step 2 is going to map those keywords to the right pages on your website. If you don't do this, then you are going to have a really tough time ranking for these keywords. So really what you want to do is, once you have the list of keywords, is you can use the search intent signal that a lot of keyword research tools use, but really you should just Google the keyword and see what types of pages show up for it. If it's collection pages showing up for it, you want to map it to one of your collection pages or plan a new collection page to build on your website. If it's if product pages are showing up when you search the keyword, obviously you want to, again, optimize one of your product pages with that. And then if it's blogs, you'd have to write a blog or optimize a blog. But really, if blogs are showing up, that's a pretty good signal that it's not a true buyer intent keyword. It may be one of those in between keywords like best waterproof hiking shoes, like I said before. And in that case, it's definitely worth building out because, again, it's someone gathering information, but they have decided that they want to buy hiking boots, for example. And so in those cases, just take it case by case if it's blogs showing up. But generally speaking, collection pages get like category keywords, more broad keywords. Think men's running shoes or organic dog treats, something like that. And then the product pages are going to be more specific keywords. Product pages are more specific things, so they're going to rank for more specific keywords. Someone searching men's running shoes is probably looking for a few different options, and so typically Google ranks collection pages for those types of keywords. And if they're searching for black Nike Air Force One size 11, typically product pages are going to show up of all the different people selling that particular shoe. So Google the keyword, figure out what types of pages are ranking for it, and you can't go wrong with that. And then just, add that mapping to your spreadsheet that you've got with all your keywords. Just put little collection page, product page. And if you have a specific collection or product page in mind on your website, you can also put that next to it so you know to optimize it versus build out a new page. Now, if you want to take this further, especially the AI search side of buyer intent, we put together a free guide called How Ecom Brands Get Recommended by AI, the 2026 guide, and it walks through how to structure your content so you show up not just in Google, but inside the AI tools your customers are starting their searches with. So you can grab it in the link below. All right, so step 3, now that you have the keyword list and you've mapped it to the pages you want, now you kind of have to prioritize here. And one of the first ways you should go about that is just judging the keyword difficulty compared to your store's actual authority. And what I mean by that is you want to, again, pick your battles. If you're a tiny boutique shop, you're not going to rank for men's running shoes. You might rank for a very specific keyword. Whereas if you're Nike, then you absolutely can rank for men's running shoes, and you probably do. So just know your site's authority score. And again, you can get this from a tool like SEMrush, Ahrefs, whatever. And I know SEMrush actually, it actually has a keyword. Like if you put your website into it, it knows your authority score and will give you your site specific difficulty ranking for a specific keyword. You can put some stock into that, but really I would just, use common sense. Like if you're a small store, don't go for the gigantic keywords at first. You can build your way up there. If you're a bigger store, obviously you can aim a little higher. But another trick is to just, again, Google the keyword and see what types of stores are showing up. If it's all big box stores, Walmart, Amazon, Nike, whatever, you're going to have a tough time. If there's a mix of big box stores and specialty stores, then you might have a good shot. I've seen keywords that are pretty big. You might think that only big box stores are ranking for it, but when you search it, there's plenty of smaller companies ranking for that term, which means you probably have a good shot at it. So again, just Google the term, do the work, figure out what types of pages are ranking for it already. And then, you just want to prioritize the winnable middle, like go for as big as you can that's realistic. So you can build authority within those smaller keywords. And again, as you do build authority, you can start to target bigger and bigger keywords down the line, but start with the ones that are realistic and work your way up from there. That's pretty much the process in a nutshell. Once you have the keywords, of course, you have to optimize the pages, but you know how to separate the buyer keywords from browsing keywords, map them to the right pages, and judge the difficulty for your store's real authority. But ranking on Google is only half the battle now. Your customers are also asking ChatGPT and Google AI overviews what to buy, and those tools are not pulling their answers from your keyword rankings necessarily. They're pulling them from Reddit threads and other high authority websites. And right now, your competitors are the ones showing up in those Reddit conversations instead of you, which is why you want to watch this next video where I break down Reddit SEO for ecom brands in 2026. And I show you the exact steps to how to trace those AI recommendations back to the Reddit threads that are driving them, and then how to get your brand name into that conversation.